What is up, everybody? It's West Indie Ray back again with another video, and today I'm coming with you to discuss the benefits and show you how to make Irish sea moss gel. Now I get mine from Akeem Pierre. The bag, when it comes, it's really packed with sea moss, so you get a lot of product, and it doesn't look like a lot, but once you put the water back in and it expands, it does become a lot of product. Okay, so the sea moss that he gets is harvested off the coast of St. Lucia. Sea moss usually grows in the Atlantic Ocean, and it is usually harvested in the Caribbean islands. So people who you know that are from Jamaica or from St. Lucia or Antigua probably know a lot about Irish sea moss. Now I wrote down some notes, as I usually do when I'm telling you guys things about your health, so that I can make everything make sense and give you accurate information. Now Irish sea moss is really good because it has about 92 of the 102 minerals that your body needs to function efficiently every day. So I'm sure you could have come to this conclusion by yourself, but I say all of that to say that it is one of the easiest, most effective, and rapid ways to reverse malnutrition in the body. Some other benefits of sea moss that I can read off to you are that it is great for skin and hair. It boosts your immune system and gets rid of mucus, which is a vital part of well-being. So any of you guys who are familiar with Dr. Sebi's work know that he believes that there is only one disease, and it's mucus. So mucus built up in the body causing inflammation and other things to go wrong, because you know we live in a holistic body, okay? That's what our persons are. So reducing that mucus is going to switch you from living a disease-riddled life to ultimate well-being, mental clarity, and things like that. Irish sea moss also helps you digest food. It supports sexual health. It's healing and soothing for mucous membranes in the body, including the respiratory and digestive systems, as it's great for gut health and getting rid of bad bacteria in your gut. It eases joint pain, fights infection, supports heart health, delivers oxygen to tissues more efficiently in your body. It helps control appetite. It helps with thyroid function, improves energy, helps with mental and emotional health because of the magnesium and potassium that's in there. Another great benefit to Irish sea moss is that you could put it in just about everything. My favorite things to put it in are definitely face masks, when I do my Manuka honey and turmeric face mask. And I really like to put it in smoothies as well. But you could bake it into things. You could put it in stews and soups. You could put it in natural fresh juices. Another great benefit of this sea moss, if you prepare it the way that I'm going to show you, is that it's virtually flavorless. If I were to take it out of this bag and just put it in water and try to use it straight after that, it would have a very like under the sea, I don't know how Ariel does it, type of taste to it. But if you prepare it the way that I'm going to show you, it's going to be pretty much flavorless, and you could put it in anything without having any trouble. So without further ado, y'all just hang on and I will show you completely how to make smooth Irish sea moss gel for face masks, smoothies, cooking, whatever you need it for. Alright, so I'm going to start by taking my sea moss out of the package. You're going to want to remember to not do too much, because this stuff blows up like a lot. So I'm just using about this much, and it's okay if you have like the little purple spots in here. That's natural, so do not worry about that. So basically I'm just going to take a bowl and I'm going to put some Kangen water in it. If you guys don't know, that's just a machine that allows you to have really high pH water, and I'm going to wash it. Now I happen to have Kangen water, but you don't need Kangen water like in order to do this. You can just use water that has a high pH, water that doesn't have fluoride in it, and I'm just going to wash it a couple times first. Just kind of loosen it up and get all in there. Even though it hasn't sat in the water for any extreme amount of time, I could already feel the texture of it changing. Y'all know seaweed is kind of like slimy like, and I can feel that already. So I'm just gonna give it a good wash. Okay, so now that it is all set and all rinsed out, you know, the texture is already changing and things like that. This is what we're looking like, a lot more relaxed. I'm going to set it in some water, but the part that's going to make it so that it doesn't taste like Under the Sea and Ariel is like hanging around and, you know, Flounder and all them people, you're going to cut up a lime and kind of squeeze the lime and let it sit in there overnight. This is gonna sit overnight. I think you could do it in some hours, like within the same day, but I typically like to set mine overnight, and that is what's going to get the sea taste out of it. So you can use a lime, key limes are preferred, or you can use a Mayer lemon if you don't have access to those. Cut up my lime. Also, make sure you go ahead and wash your lime thoroughly. I like to wash them in vinegar, and I'm just gonna squeeze some of that lime out. This is a very tough lime, so don't worry if you don't get out all the juice, it's still going to help. And I'm just gonna drop those in there and leave that to sit overnight. Make sure you have enough water in there because this is going to suck up a lot of it, and you don't wanna like kind of have it halfway. So I'm just making sure that I have enough water in my bowl. Another thing I want to point out, you guys, this is a natural product. So you see how this looks completely different from this? Like this is really skinny and uniform looking, and these are really bumpy and kind of fatter. That's okay. This is what life looks like when it's not engineered. So don't be afraid to use things that look a little bit different and smell a little bit different and have some type of texture variation to them. All of that is fine, don't worry about it. All right, so I've only had mine sitting for about an hour and it's already about doubled in size. If you want it to go even faster, you can add it into warm water, not hot water, but warm water, and it'll take about 2 hours total for it to completely expand. Some people wait only 4 hours, but like I said before, I like having mine sit overnight. All right, so it is the next day, and this is how much Irish sea moss we have. A lot more than what it looked like yesterday, right? So it has expanded quite a bit. It feels just like the seaweed at the beach, and now we are ready to blend this up. So sorry for all the lighting. I know I probably look really greasy and the color saturation is crazy, but I have two major tips before I even start to put it in my blender. Two major tips to getting really smooth gel. The first tip is to make sure that you have a good blender or a blender with good blades on it. That way it can really grind up your Irish sea moss really, really smooth. The second tip is that you can always add more water, but you can't take water out. So you don't want it to be watery. So you just want to take caution, you know, take heed when you are going to add your water so that it's not too watery, because then you just have watery gel and there's nothing that you can do about it. So with clean hands, you are going to want to take the Irish sea moss out, and it has been sitting in this lime water for a little bit, so the taste should be pretty neutral by now. And this is how much is in here. Remember how much we had before compared to this? This is wild, right? So I'm going over to the Kangen machine, letting it run for a second in order for it to filter out the water so we can get the most pH. So then I put the water about an inch lower to where the seaweed kind of levels off. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put it on here and blend it up and play with the consistency a little bit until I get the desired texture that I want. And make sure that you let it blend up all the way before you take it off and put it in containers, because a lot of times I feel like people just quit too soon and then they have really lumpy Irish sea moss. So just try to make sure it blends all the way through. So did you guys see how it stopped blending right there? I'm just gonna shake it up a little bit because I honestly think that this is a good consistency. Typically, I do like how I do a smoothie where when it stops blending, I'd stop and add more liquid. But I think that this is a pretty good consistency right here. So I'm just gonna shake it up to get that air pocket in the bottom out and go ahead and blend again. So I want you guys to see how smooth this actually is. Okay, completely smooth, not grainy at all. So I wanted to come out here so y'all can really see the consistency of this gel. It's the perfect gel, and it's not because I added more water or I decided not to trust myself with the amount of water that I added, which was about an inch lower than where the sea moss settled, but because I just let it cycle all the way through. And when I saw that it was getting a little jammed up, I didn't jump to add more water. I just shook it up and let it blend some more. So this is what your product should or could look like depending on how you like your consistency. And for me, this is perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and jar this up. I'm putting it in an amber mason jar. The reason why I use amber mason jars is because a lot of food is really sensitive to light. So I like to put my stuff in amber mason jars because it protects it from that. And also because of the fact that it's glass, it's not absorbing any toxins. Your food's not absorbing any toxins or anything like that from plastic. For those of you who do choose to package your stuff in plastic, that's the reason why, because your food does absorb toxins over time. So I'm just going to go ahead and package this up. Look at all that amazing gel. This is how much gel I got from the batch that I just made. It is at about 700, I think this is mLs. Yep, 700 mLs is what I made with the amount that you saw me take out and soak. So I have this, it'll last my family and I about 2 weeks. I would make less than this if it was just me when I'm at my house and stuff like that, but I'm with my family. So this is going to last about 2 weeks. Usually my sister and I are the only ones who use this. So I'm gonna put it in everything from smoothies all the way to my cooking and face masks and things like that. So that's about it. I hope you guys got a lot of good information on Irish sea moss, what it is, how to use it, and how to make this amazing gel. It is liquid, kind of solid gold, and I hope you guys really do try this. It's really good for you. If you try it, please leave me a comment down below. And if you made it to the end of the video, leave me a little unicorn. So make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Follow all my social media accounts right down there, and I'll see you in the next one.